Welcome to the HWM and HardwareZone Tech Awards 2021. This is the 12th year running. Now, there was no event last year because of COVID, but the team did publish all the results online. This year, we're still not conducting an event because we want to be socially responsible. Instead, we're trying out this new format where we're going to talk about some of the more notable categories and the highlights observed as the team processed the outcome of thousands of readers who took part in the Best Tech Brands voting phase, which is the reader's choice, as well as the team's assessing of all the best products in the industry, which is the Editor's Choice Awards. Now, with me today, we have Vijay, who is Editor-in-Chief of HardwareZone and HWM. We have Zachary, who is their editor, and we have Kenny, who is their associate editor. So we're going to be talking about a few different categories. And what we're going to start with is, in fact, a rather interesting category in that it is the best external storage brand. Now, gentlemen, it's a question many people ask, what storage brand to choose? And, you know, really there are only two options, right? I mean, there's Seagate and there's WD. Are there really any other options?
But really, do a lot of people actually ask that question though?
Well, according to my scripts, they do.
Really? Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
But in our forums, we get the question all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they keep wondering, like, you know, because Seagate and WD are pretty big brands, and they're not sure, like, okay, which one should I put my money in, right? So I always keep asking this question.
So how do they decide?
One of the reasons you could say probably is also because they have quite a wide variety, affordable, and, you know, they even have drives for, like, you know, for your Xbox, or say, you know, if it's a Mac system or a PC system, they clearly differentiate it. So it makes it easy for somebody to know and get what they need right now.
If we move on to another category, the IP camera brand, D-Link. Tell us why D-Link is such a good, a worthy winner. What made them that good?
Well,
huge range.
yeah, it's usually the range that cameras used to be. You know, people buy these to monitor their babies,
right?
Or sometimes they get it as security. But the thing is, it's always been grainy.
Yes, it has.
Right?
Always.
It's dark. You can't really see anything, and every time people put the footage up and there's something that's happened, you can't really see anything out of it anymore. But sensor technologies have grown much better now. Everything is at least full HD. You know, it's like a TV, it's sharper, you can see details. They can see in the dark, infrared, and all those kind of things. Storage is also better. You used to have to just plug in an SD card, and those were small as well and expensive. It's now cheap. You can stream it on the cloud because your broadband is fast. Everybody has like 20, 30 gigabytes of data now, which, you know, you don't know what to do with.
And then to your question of, you know, why D-Link as well, right?
Yeah.
So I think part of that comes down to the heritage. So what we noticed was D-Link is very good in their networking devices, like, say, their routers. And then many years back, they used to sell NAS, network attached storage devices. And they sold it very competitive. They were the drive to get, because they were so affordable and they work really well. And I think that has resonated with people saying that, you know, they are value for money options. And when they started pivoting to making more IP cam options, people gravitated towards that again, and I think it has delivered. So I think that's why our numbers also say that, you know, people prefer D-Link as their choice.
And I think IP cameras now, the D-Link cameras now, you can just like stick it on the wall, right?
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
There are a few options like that now, right? Yeah.
So you don't even need like professional setup. You know, you can just buy one,
buy
open the box,
double-sided tape,
and
boom,
just stack it on the wall, and
easy to set
turn
it
it
up
on.
around the home.
Yeah.
And then Zach, you were saying that there's an external one as well these days.
Oh yeah, people. I don't know. Singapore's a very safe place.
But
I've left stuff outside that you know, people haven't like stolen overnight. But
Wow.
I guess you find a lot of people now looking for security, and these like external cameras, they are good because they are also weatherproof. So again, it's you don't need a lot of expertise in it. You go to a shop, you buy something, you can just stick it outside your house.
I mean, like you said, security is not really a concern. So is this to monitor the Ninja van deliveries? I mean, why do they have this version for the homes then.
Probably.
Well, I don't know. You know, if I was living in landed property, I would want.
Landed property, yes.
Landed
You're right,
property,
you're
I
right,
can
yeah.
see where this would come in really handy because you've got the garden in front of you a lot of the time. You never know what's going on. You want, and it's dark. You want that camera. You want that security.
But you see, I think Vijay has a point here because especially last year, the whole of last year, right, we are so much into deliveries now.
Yes.
Food delivery, grocery delivery, everything we order, and sometimes they just don't come. Right? Sometimes they don't appear, and yeah, having a camera outside, it's one of those things because you know you have it on your phone, you're wherever you are,
Yeah.
you can see
Now
whether
that-
they actually drop it off outside. Or sometimes you can just actually talk to them because some of these cameras have two-way communication as well. So, you know, if they ring the bell, you can turn on your camera, you can tell them, okay, leave it in the little cupboard somewhere, hide
Yeah,
it.
if you want to maintain social distancing, you don't want
Yeah.
that contact.
Yeah,
So it does come in handy in
it
more,
does.
in
It's
more ways
not
than
just
one.
security.
And you can do that remotely as well, say in your office, right? You can still check up who's there.
If you were in your office, but you most likely in your home, you know, in your underwear, and you just don't want to wear
Yeah,
pants.
you don't. Yeah, you're in your underwear. Leave it at the door. I'll pick it up in a minute and check.
exactly.
Okay, he's left. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So we've heard what our gentlemen on our panel have had to say about D-Link. What does D-Link have to say?
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie Chen, President of D-Link Southeast Asia. Thank you for voting D-Link a Singapore #1 choice for IP camera brand 5 consecutive years by HWM+HardwareZone Tech Award. Receiving this award is really an honor for us. To all D-Link fans and the supporters, thank you for your support over the years. At the same time, appreciate HWM+HardwareZone to host this Tech Award and giving us a chance to win the award. D-Link promise to provide you and your family the best product and the services to enhance your digital life together. Thank you.
So we've talked about networking. The next thing that then comes to mind, of course, is your Wi-Fi system. And the category is Best Wi-Fi 6 Mesh Networking System. Again, ASUS Zen Wi-Fi AX. So who did the testing on this one?
I did.
Okay.
So what I found was that first thing is that it's very small. It's very compact.
Okay, it's this thing.
Yeah. The other brands in this category, some of them are much larger. So by being small, it doesn't dominate. It doesn't dominate your house, so you don't feel so bad about putting it outside. And the next thing that's good about this particular unit is that the performance is good, and the feature set is a step up from what the other brands offer. And then also price. It's not a cheap system, but neither is it the most expensive. So when you put them all together, this is why the Zen Wi-Fi AX came out the winner.
And
I've
and
got to
then
say-
this is very interesting because ASUS is normally priced the most expensive in any one category. So
Right.
when Kenny told me like, no, this is not the most expensive, and I was like, what? And it's still the best performer.
Well, yeah, that's because when I looked at it, initially I looked at it, you know, and I thought, okay, that's a nice looking speaker to have at home.
Air freshener.
Could be,
Yeah.
Or
could be.
dehumidifier.
And it's, you see, it is so clean that you could put it somewhere and people actually wouldn't even notice it's there. And for someone like myself who's very minimalist, that's a great idea because I don't necessarily want to see equipment. Alrighty, the next category we have is Ultraportable Notebook. Now I've got questions here because they're just things I need to understand. The Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i Carbon. Now, I've got questions about Lenovo. Tell me, guys, why does every office in creation have a Lenovo in it?
Because of ThinkPad.
Yeah, it's the ThinkPad, right? Wherever you go, you can't walk into an office and there's no ThinkPad. What's behind that? Why?
The ThinkPad is it's just a really solid notebook that does a lot of things right. So I think that's why you see it in offices so often. it just works. And in this case, the Yoga Slim 7i is the winner of this category because of a couple of things. First of all, it's very light. It's made of it has carbon fiber components, so the weight is well under 1 kilogram. So if you hold it up, try for yourself. You find that it weighs,
that is so super light.
yeah, you don't really feel it when you're carrying it. So it's really portable. And then the other thing is that the performance is also good. And I think what really stood out for me about this notebook is the display. It has a QHD display, which is a step up above the normal like Full HD display that you get from most notebooks.
Right.
But still much sharper and doesn't consume as much battery as some other notebooks that have 4K display. So it's a very good middle ground.
It is actually a very nice display.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a combination of these reasons, of these factors that makes it the winner of this category.
If I were to put you on the spot and I said, who would you recommend use something like this? What sort of person?
Almost anyone can.
Anything from student to businessman?
Yeah, student, businessman, and because it has Thunderbolt ports, even gamers can use it too. All you need to do is just hook it up to an external graphics dock.
Right.
You can play games on it.
And it would have. But I think you've got to admit though that the ThinkPad has had a big influence on the imaging that the Yoga would have, if you know what I mean. There's this whole heritage that's left over from IBM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of feel that they might have felt stuck in a business world because, like you said, every office has a ThinkPad. Every business person carries a ThinkPad.
Yeah.
It's like this professional thing that you've made it if you had a ThinkPad in the office kind. And of course, ThinkPads themselves, they have the thin models, they're very light models.
Right.
But the Yoga series, something like this, is designed for them to branch out to a wider audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Wider, and I would say younger.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot younger.
Yeah.
The other award that Lenovo has walked away with is the best business notebook brand.
There we go.
They are still there. They're still
They're
in
not
there.
going anywhere.
So
And guess what that is?
yeah, that's the ThinkPad. Okay, question, guys. Just bear with me on this, okay? This is just me getting personal. That button on the ThinkPad.
Oh, the checkpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm for it.
He's for
I'm
it.
for it.
See, for me, I think it works. It's fine. I actually disable my laptop's trackpad.
Okay.
Because I find that my wrist touches it and I don't like it to
Oh, right.
sometimes. Because if I'm at home, I'm using a mouse, I disable the trackpad. I completely disable
Right.
it. That little button helps at certain times when I just want that.
Yeah.
But I find that button, over time, I don't know if it happens to you, but I find that it gets, because it's like this rubbery thing, it gets
It
sticky.
wears out,
It wears out.
It wears
and
out.
that irritates me to no end.
But they sell replacements just for that.
I
They
know,
sell
but
replacements just for that
that's what
button.
they do, but it's not something that you, like, oh, let's log in and buy a nub.
Let's go ahead and buy yet another little red button.
And the thing is, nowadays, most laptops have a touchscreen as well. So I kind of find sometimes it's easier to just poop where I want to poop rather than move a nub around.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Actually, it's interesting, because without mentioning brands, I have a touchscreen at home, and I don't use it as much.
That's the thing. It's just complementary. It's not your
Yeah.
main input.
Yeah, but
That's what I thought when these things first came out.
Yeah.
Because my idea was, I'm sitting right in front of my notebook, and the thing's right there.
Yeah.
And I'm using my mouse. Why would I lean forward,
to touch it.
So yes, you use your mouse to control everything, scroll up, scroll down, but sometimes you just want to click. Because now we're all used to using our phones.
Yeah, which is
The tapping. So
Yeah.
sometimes you just want to okay, I want to tap a OK button or enter, and it's easier to just.
Yeah. The reason why I don't like it is maybe I'm a bit OCD. I just can't stand those fingerprint marks. They annoy the hell out of me. If they could develop a screen that didn't show those fingerprint marks, I would be fine with a touch screen.
Touchscreen or nub?
Okay. Yet another thing, innovative award. Again, Lenovo, And I'm seeing it right here, the ThinkPad X1 Fold. This thing is one of the sweetest things I have seen. That is glorious.
So what the X1 Fold is, it's a foldable PC. Comes like this. So it looks like a tablet, but the screen actually folds. And to turn it into like a conventional PC, what you do is you stack on this keyboard.
Oh Lord.
And yeah, and then was power.
See, I've actually never even seen that.
No, that, you see, to me,
You haven't seen it?
No, it's the first
if,
time I'm
if
touching
nothing
it.
else, the sheer portability, rather than carry something that's long and bulky, this is thick, no doubt. It is thick, but it's easy to carry.
Correct. It's like a book size, right?
It's a book size.
Yeah.
It is so easy to carry.
And look at that foldable screen there. It's like,
I know.
it is the only one of its type.
It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, this is interesting. See, this is the thing about COVID and work from home.
Right.
Right, we used to work in the office, and every time these products come in, we'll all gather around. It's, ooh, this is cool. See, now, I've never even seen this yet. This won our most innovative award, and
Yeah.
I haven't actually even touched it yet. This is the first time I'm
Well, there
touching it.
you go. You're on it.
It's
You're getting your first touch.
really cool. See how the cover, basically, how
Yeah.
they design it, so when you close it, it sort of,
It sort of
Slides.
slides up. Yeah.
yeah,
There's a
so that
stain here as
it
well.
it holds. It's really cool.
It's
really
very cool.
It's really cool.
Has anyone done a test on how strong these foldable screens actually are?
I think they're
I think
too
Lenovo
new.
says they're okay. They'll stand up to normal use, but
Normal
you
use,
shouldn't.
Yeah, you don't.
You shouldn't use that as
like
a,
that, yeah.
like a
That's-
fidget toy.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
not a
keep
little
folding
fidget
and
toy.
folding.
But I think it's too new for anybody to have their own product like die on them because of wear and tear.
Yeah, it is too new. It's way too new.
Yeah.
But I can see that one going places. That one is really quite special, especially with a lot of people now being so mobile. You need something to match that mobile lifestyle, and Lenovo have come up with something really good on that.
You know how I was saying the whole ThinkPad thing looks, that whole business
Yeah.
DNA, this looks like that. This looks like one of those old school folio, you know, those the
Philo
the
facts.
philo, yes, yeah,
Philo facts, yes. I'm old enough to remember that. Yeah.
This looks like that with the whole leather thing.
Yeah.
It does. It is. But you know what I feel the sell point in this is, it is new and, if I dare use the word, funky enough, and yet it still looks business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got both. It seems to have married both forms, which I think is a very clever idea. That X1 is a clever design. Clever design. So 3 awards they have got. How amazing is that? Let's hear from Lenovo.
Thank you Hardware Zone and Hardware Mac for the recognition at this year's Tech Awards. We are humbled to be receiving this, which is a true testament of Lenovo's innovation and capabilities in providing cutting-edge yet practical technology, cementing our place as one of the leaders in the PC industry. As the need of technology evolves and our work and study habits change, Lenovo will continue to innovate based on the needs and feedbacks of our customer, and will stay committed to our vision of providing smarter technology for all. Thank you.
Okay, let's go into something that I have a soft spot for, and that is watches. I'm a watch collector, and I collect watches that are interesting to me. So, best smartwatch brand, Apple. And you talk to most people, and that's what they say, right? Yes or no? My question is, I believe that people who buy into not only the Apple Watch, but generally Apple, do it because it's cool. They do it because they believe that it's a great product. How much of that is marketing?
A large part is marketing, but also because the products are actually, if you experienced and used it, you'll find that they're actually very well thought out and very well made. So I'm actually wearing the Apple Watch right now, and I wear it almost every day, even when I'm at home, because you get notifications, it tracks your activity, and you can go down to the supermarket without your wallet and just use the watch to pay for things. It's really super convenient. So once you've dabbled or tried out some of the Apple products for yourself, you'll find that despite what some people might think, you'll find that they're actually really very solid, well-rounded products.
But you see, all of what you just said, many smartwatches can or claim they do that as well. So what makes it different?
Design?
Design.
Design.
And yeah, speaking of design, they're the only ones who have that crown for control, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crown for control.
Yeah.
They have a crown for control, and then they have this ecosystem of straps that other brands don't quite really have. So every season, they come out with new straps, so you can always change up the look of your watch. So it's and the system, the strap changing system is very easy to operate. So it doesn't take much to actually do it. So so it always feels like you're getting a new watch when you get a new strap.
So how much is it related to, like, say, for example, that ecosystem, right? Your accessories to the watch versus the functionality and the brand itself. I mean, which one plays a bigger part, do you think, as to why people voted it that is the brand to go for?
I'll jump in here a bit because it sounds like Vijay is trying to convince you otherwise. But here's the thing. Okay, what we're talking about now here is the Reader's Choice Awards.
Choice Awards,
right?
yeah.
Because they choose the brand.
They choose the brand,
And
yeah.
I feel that, yes, the readers are right in that sense because if you're just looking for a smartwatch, like what Kenny says, right? If you're just looking for something that works, that does everything within that ecosystem, Apple kind of has that down pat.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can argue that. We certainly can't
No,
argue
you
that.
can't, no.
There are a lot of other smartwatches around now. I may also be jumping ahead because we've got other categories to talk about.
We
that
do.
is also smartwatch.
Yes.
Right. But the whole thing about Apple is that it works. It's the only smartwatch that has everything that works. Whether or not you use all that everything is up to that individual person. But like if you were to get a Samsung, for example, or Huawei or Fitbit or Garmin,
Right.
they all have their own individual little things that it might or might not work with your phone. Certain functions may not
I
be
see what you
active.
mean.
Right? With Apple, you kind of know because you're an Apple user, you have an Apple phone, you have an iPhone.
You're
you
within
have
the ecosystem.
the moment you get your watch, you pair it, everything just works. Like the whole payments thing,
Yeah.
it's a lot more simple on an Apple Watch that, say, Fitbit, for example.
Right.
Fitbit has Fitbit Pay,
Yeah.
but it's very limited to which banks support it.
Yeah.
Samsung has Samsung Pay, and it's quite widely supported as well, but to enable it, I think it's less. It's not as efficient as Apple, right? Because you kind of still need to activate it and put in your PIN, and then by the time you do it, you might as well just take your phone and tap it. On an Apple Watch, it's kind of easier. So
Yeah, when you set up Apple Watch, they'll ask you if you want to add these cards to your payment and stuff like that. So it's easy to get.
I think that's one of the things about the Apple ecosystem. It is easy. I think that's the one thing that they've kept.
no, it's easy and it's exclusive, in a sense
Yes.
that if you are an Apple user, you won't be thinking of anything else because that's what you're getting. You won't go out. Should I buy this other watch?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
And the
but
good thing is they're not overly expensive either. So
not anymore.
Not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
There was a time.
Yeah, there was a time.
There was a time. But having said that, okay, best smartwatch, Apple Watch Series 6. It's also your editor's choice. But for the first time, you guys have awarded a second winner to share the glory, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3, and you just mentioned Samsung.
Correct. So here's the thing. When you talk about just Apple alone, it's very easy to say Apple works, own ecosystem, and that's always how we used to operate, and it's true, it just is, right? But when you look at other brands, especially for the editor's choice, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 it technically can do everything an Apple Watch can,
True.
right? For a Samsung phone or
Yeah.
for an Android ecosystem.
Yeah.
It has, the Apple Watch has the dial thing, so the Galaxy Watch 3 has
the bezel.
the bezel that turn. They removed that bezel the last for the Watch Active and
Yes.
Watch Active
Yeah.
2, and that was horrible.
Yeah.
I completely didn't like that, so yeah. So Watch 3 came back with the bezel, so physical control really works very well. Ecosystem of devices, if you're on a Galaxy phone, it works very well. Samsung Pay, I just talked about that. Yes, it's a little bit fiddly to get started, but it's there and it works. You have all the health features as well, like the ECG. Although it doesn't work, Apple Watch is the only one that actually still works in Singapore, right?
The Galaxy one still doesn't work?
Still doesn't work.
It's not approved
Well,
locally.
It's not approved locally, so
Yeah.
that's a government thing,
Yeah.
right? So you can't really fault the watch for not having that function.
But again, these ECG things, I mean, they're a guide.
Yeah, but you always see news announcements everywhere. Some old grandfather
Because it
gets,
requires
you know,
certification from the Health
yeah,
Sciences
yeah.
Authority.
Right.
So it's just not
They're supposed to
active.
be quite
So that means
accurate.
it is truly
It
accurate.
is quite accurate.
Yes, it's quite accurate.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a
So
good
I mean,
you
the government sanctioned
correct.
it, right?
Yeah.
So you always see people it's like, oh, I got saved because from some
My
heart attack
Galaxy
because
Watch.
my phone helped, my watch.
My watch helped me. Yes,
And
I have seen that.
So those kind of things are there. So, and the Galaxy Watch also has the whole fitness
Yes.
app, and people are into workouts now,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
all free. You can sync it to your TV as well. You can put your workouts on the TV. You can do all those things. So when you look at that as us as editorial, right, it's kind of basically the same thing, right, but for different people. And it's really hard to just say, okay, the Apple is better because it's more popular, and penalize something because it's less popular.
Right.
Yeah. So in that sense, we sort of thought, you know, these two basically deserve that. Nobody else has that whole full sort of ecosystem, full experience of a smartwatch
So can we say that these watches are the best within each of their ecosystems?
on an iOS and Android
And
platform.
on an iOS
yeah,
and Android platform?
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we have this inaugural winner.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I saw it, I went, excuse me? That's a bit strange. Haven't seen that before. But, you know, as we go through these awards, Apple keeps coming up. And it's amazing to me. Best true wireless earbuds brand, Apple. I'm big into earbuds. But, okay, I'll be honest, I'll say it. I use Bose.
Okay.
It's just something about the sound.
Okay.
Because like people get into ecosystems, I've gotten into a Bose ecosystem. My entire home is Bose, and you know, I'm just used to that kind of sound.
Okay.
It's probably because of the sound signature. They say it has a unique sound
It
signature.
has a unique sound signature. It does. It does. But Apple have won again. What is it? Form, fit, design, ecosystem.
Ease of use.
Kenny is the one who's going to talk about this. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's the resident audiophile kind
Audiophile,
of person.
so,
but
yeah.
before he starts, I'm going to say this first. I've never been able to wear any Apple earphones
Really?
They don't fit.
because they don't fit. It's not Apple's
Yeah.
fault. It's my ear.
Oh, right, okay.
So the
Your
moment I
ears.
put them on, they just fall off.
Well,
Just
okay, you've
slides
got decent ears. Mine too. I have problems with ears because mine are like antenna dishes. So it's a major problem trying to get buds that work well for me. So tell us why.
So I think the thing about Apple's true wireless earbuds, their AirPods, what makes them so popular is if you are an Apple user is just how easy they are to use. You don't have to go into Bluetooth menu to pair them or set them up or do anything. You just need to open it next to your phone and there's a prompt that comes up asking you if you want to pair. You just say yes and then you can start listening to music.
realize
It's
that
The
simple.
ecosystem again.
Yeah, you realize that it's going to come up very often
Very
every
often.
time you say Apple because that's basically
It is the ecosystem. They have just developed this incredible ecosystem.
Yeah, where their products work very well with each other. So, and the thing is, once you get it paired to, say, your phone, if you're going to use it on your iPad, it automatically switches over. You don't have to go into Bluetooth to fuss about the menus
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah,
Just you go to your iPad, you start watching a show, and the AirPods instantly switches over.
Right.
And it does the same on your Macs as well. So if you're like me, mainly an Apple user, and you have Macs, iPads, iPhones, you find that the AirPods is just super convenient to
What
use.
about sound-wise? How does it stand up when it comes to
Sound, I find that is usually a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
Some people like more bass, some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
don't like so
yeah.
much bass. I find that it's okay. It's tuned It's more. I would say it as a more consumer-friendly tune.
Okay.
Quite basic, but overall, I think most people will find it to be quite pleasant. It's not a weird sound signature or something that's wacky. So I think most people will find it pleasant, and then you add that to just how easy it is to use it with all the other Apple devices. It's not hard to see why it's so popular.
The first earbuds, they were like okay-ish only in terms of actual quality, but I think the Pro kind of nailed it, and I think that's what makes it like the de facto standard to compare against.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Because
for phone brands, right?
yeah.
Phones used to come with earbuds or earphones.
Earphones, yeah.
And they were initially just an accessory for your phone.
Yeah.
Nobody really cared about them. They were just there because if you didn't have anything, you could use those.
Yeah.
But after a while, I guess people sort of realized that it's quite a big thing, that the accessory, that particular market has grown, and people actually want good earphones or headphones, and they might as well make them themselves.
Yeah. And I think a compliment to Apple is there must be something they're doing right for the number of people who have copied that design. Because they are copied everywhere. You know, they come in red, green, purple, blue, orange, and yellow if you look enough on the internet, and they're all copies. So it's quite something. So best true wireless earbuds brand, Apple. Best true wireless earbuds, Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. As good as Apple?
If you're not an Android user, this is probably the one that you want to go for. Because the thing about AirPods is, if you're on Android, then you lose a lot of that magic. Because the pairing, the automatic pairing, and all that kind of stuff doesn't work. So you lose a lot of that. So in this category, our consideration was what was the best for both brands. So we're not considering like if you're an Apple user or what.
Right.
What's the best out there?
Yeah.
And the Sennheiser ticks a lot of boxes. The sound is good because Sennheiser, as we all know,
Tradition.
It has a long heritage of making headphones. And what I think audiophiles, if you're particularly concerned about music quality, is that it's one of the few true wireless earbuds that actually support all three major wireless codecs. So it supports SBC, AAC, and apX. You'll find that most other options out there don't support apX, and that can be a problem if you're using Android phone, because most Android phones predominantly support apX, and their AAC implementation isn't as good as. So you want a true wireless earbuds that supports all three major codecs to make sure you're covered and that you get the best sound possible that the earbuds can offer you.
Right.
I find that as we get newer generations of these headphones and earbuds, it's like what Kenny said. Some of these tech gets removed and you don't really realize it, because for most people it's just there, and they they don't know it's there, and they don't know why it's been removed or how it will affect the sound. It's possibly to help reduce the price some more. But for us, if you want better sound, if you want better audio quality, especially everything is wireless now, you want a better connectivity, those things are important to have. So yeah, brands, please put back these things.
Important, you know, really important. You were talking about things that get taken out. What's happening now is, and I am on the fence with this, noise cancelling headphone brands. I think noise cancelling headphone brands are fantastic if you're using them at home, if you're using them in an airplane.
Yeah.
But you get some guys who use it when they're out jogging, and that to me is really dangerous, because if you can't hear what's happening around you, you got a problem. So, best noise cancelling headphone brand, Sony. That's interesting, because I wouldn't have thought.
You would have thought it was both?
I boast for one, because I'm a big boaster. But tell me about Sony.
Have you used the Bose noise cancelling headphones before?
Yes.
The Quiet Comfort.
The Quiet Comfort.
QC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were very big for that particular models.
Yeah.
And they're very popular for those particular models, but for some reason they stopped.
Yes.
Right.
They changed.
They changed it.
Yeah, the 700
They changed
series.
the name as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it's sort of like there's a disconnect. So most people still think that, hey, you know, what happened to the QC and where is that? So I think that may be one of those reasons why, because this is a reader's choice kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a reader's choice.
Yeah, so it's like Sony has come up a long way. This particular series, they have the 1000 XM series.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
1000 XM.
Yeah, so this is already the 4th generation.
Right. But as a product?
Yeah, Bose really made their name because of the noise cancellation capability. But when Sony came on with that 1000 XM, I think that was like 4 years ago, it was really good. It could rival almost as good as Bose. And from then on, they've been slowly improving at a very steady rate. I think they came out with a new model like every 1.5 years or something like that. It just got better and better to the point where now I think our place is slightly ahead of Bose. And then the other big thing is price. It's quite a bit cheaper than Bose.
Yeah, it's quite a bit cheaper than Bose. Bose is not the
so once
cheapest
you
on the
add these
planet.
two up, Bose has a problem.
Yeah. There's also the other thing about wireless connectivity, right? Because 4 or 5 years ago, you probably still stick towards more wired options, but wireless got better, and Sony took advantage of that. They got that aspect better in terms of how you connect to the devices, does it latch on to the signal, etc.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere along the way, not along with the name change, along with the ability to do wireless audio better, so that's why I think Sony came out better these days.
Yeah, of course they got their own chip also, right?
Yeah,
their
they
own noise cancelling chip. So it's kind of a bit of marketing as well, because it's a bit more techy. Bose is the brand.
Yes.
Right, but they don't really tell you what's inside.
No, they don't.
They never
do.
tell you
never
what's
do.
inside. It's
They
like,
never
oh,
do.
just buy Bose.
Yeah.
But you know, for most tech brands now, you know, as people get techier as well, they kind of want to know these things, what goes in their products, and it's like, oh, you know, it's cooler.
And maybe
it's
that's
better.
somewhere that Bose has to go. You know, they have to get a little more open rather than, I'm Bose, just believe me. It's not exactly what you want. Okay, let's go to smartphones. And smartphones to me are all about, yes, usability for sure, but value for money. I think that's really important in this market because there are a lot of smartphones out there today. So, best value smartphone, Realme 7 Pro. How good are these phones?
Good question, and I think you'll be surprised how much they progress these days. So up to even last year, we've only always pegged the best of the best smartphones out there in the market, tell you what's the best to get. But this year, we open up to even more categories. So this year, we have 3 categories of phones, your value, high-end, and premium.
Yeah.
The reason being is that the phones are getting so good these days, you can actually buy a $500 phone and be happy with it, you see. So what Realme
Seriously?
does, really. So you get like, say, because last time you think that you get a crappy screen or audio is bad, but no, these days, a $500 phone can be your daily driver and you will have no letdowns whatsoever. You'll be perfectly satisfied.
Wow.
Yeah. So what this Realme phone has is that, do you know it has a super fast charging rate. It has 65 watts charging capability, wired charging. So it's basically the fastest in the market to charge up your phone, juice up immediately. And they provide the adapter as well.
I like that already. You actually get an adapter. I'm being sold on this one.
and it's not a normal run-of-the-mill adapter. It's one of these high-powered ones to make good use of this phone's 65 watts charging capability.
Wow.
Right?
And apparently it's got an AMOLED screen as well.
Yeah. So AMOLED screens makes your all your images and everything look very nice, pops up very nicely. So it really is a nice screen. So you get a nice screen, and bear in mind it has a in-display fingerprint sensor as well. So you know, these things normally come with the higher-end phones, right? And it's like, okay, this class of devices has a perfectly usable screen and with the in-display fingerprint sensor.
Right.
So even up to a year ago, we were kind of like complain amongst us, like, hey, it's slow and stuff like that in terms of your fingerprint, in-display fingerprint sensors. This is pretty usable, pretty fast, right?
But these days, I mean, you buy a smartphone, it's not really a phone, it's a camera, right?
True.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
It's a camera. It's not, the phone is, if somebody calls me. You know, how good are the cameras then on these value
Yeah,
phones?
good question. So it's got quad cameras on it. So it'll cover every kind of need that you have, like say if you want a macro, ultra wide, it's got it covered, right? So, and that's also one of the reasons why it's got good performance, both in terms of general usage and camera quality, and it has a long battery runtime as well. That's quite important, right? You don't
Yeah,
need
it
to
is.
die after 5 hours.
Yeah.
We might have a problem here because after all this, people are going to ask, then why am I going to buy any of these other phones you're going to be recommending? What's the point of the mid-range and the high-end phone?
So, having spoken about this, let's move on to the high-end smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE.
Right.
Now, Vijay, why?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So, this category of high-end phones, we qualified, phones which are about $1,000 or thereabout, right?
Okay.
So, what this guy has is it has a processor and capability of what you will get in a $1,500 phone. The same processor that you get on those premium phones, this guy has it, right? And it's using Snapdragon 865. So it is the best mobile processor for a phone in 2020. You get that.
Okay.
You get an even better screen. So Zach was asking why.
Yeah.
You get even better screen than what's on the Realme,
Okay.
higher resolution. It has high refresh rate, 120 hertz. Okay. So again, these are qualities that you probably find on super high-end gaming phone of sorts. But this guy, a Samsung S20 Fan Edition FE, has it at $1,000, right?
Wow.
And then you got good performance, great camera, and it's UI, right? Samsung's known for their good UI, good camera features, ease of use. You have them all packed inside here. So another trait that you also want to have is no longer just fast charging. At these high-end devices, you expect to also have wireless charging.
Yes.
It has it.
Okay.
Next thing, you want it to be waterproof, dustproof. It is. And what about, okay, then what about look and feel? It comes in a wide variety of colors. Name it, it has it. So it ticks almost every checkbox, and you could say that Samsung's got it pat down correct in this particular device, the S20 FE.
So they've kind of mastered this particular category of phone. So then we go to best premium smartphone, and again they come up, Apple iPhone 12 Pro Max. What, over $1,500?
It starts from.
Starts from there, I think. It goes up to 2 plus, I think, if I remember correctly, the Pro Max.
Okay, justify 2 plus.
Well, because this category is premium, so you're paying extra to get like stuff that you don't see on other phones. So in the case of the 12 Pro Max, what makes it unique is that the main camera sensor has a stabilization system that's similar to what you find in a proper like a mirrorless camera. So the effects of that is that when you take night photos, especially using night mode, the photos turn out incredibly sharp. And the same goes for video as well. You don't get so much shake. So that really stands out, and it's unique to this phone that you don't get on other phones. And then of course, since it's Apple, you also have the traditional Apple design and the quality. The phone just, I mean, if you look at it and you touch it and you feel it, it just looks really nice. The moment you hold it up, it's like the first thing you do is like, what do I need to sell? What to buy?
But they
to buy
changed the
this?
design again.
Yeah, they changed.
They did the whole curve thing. Everybody did the curve thing.
Yeah.
And then Apple went back, oh, I'm going to go back square.
Yeah, this year they went back to the slab-sided design, which is reminiscent of, I think, the iPhone 4.
Yes.
Which I think a lot of long-time iPhone users like. So I think that's why it's super popular this year. I personally like the design a lot because I think it's different from what other brands are putting out there. So the moment you see it, you hold it, straight away that's a new iPhone.
So best smartphone brand is Apple. We know why.
Yeah.
It's
the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the whole ecosystem. It's the ease of use. It's the form factor.
Now you see, here's the thing. When we talk about testing these products, and we do that all the time,
all the
right?
time.
And it's okay, performance is one thing, right? You can talk about your best value phone has all these things and the performance is there, and your high-end phone has all these things and performance is there kind of stuff. But if you've ever actually used a lot of these phones as we have, because you know, we get phones all the time and we test the low end to the high end. And even though your entry-level phones or your value phones are getting better and better, that's how technology works, right? Things get cheaper, things get faster. That's why you have your AMOLED screen and in-fingerprint. But when you're actually looking at these phones side by side, you are able to tell the difference. That there is a difference in quality on what you're paying for. A $500 phone is it's a great $500 phone,
but it's a $500 phone.
It's a $500 phone.
Yeah. But if we then go on to the best camera smartphone, again, it is the iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Actually, why did we have a camera smartphone category?
Good question. So,
Yeah,
VJ can answer.
because Vijay likes taking
Yeah,
pictures with the smartphone.
I do, yes. So Zach also asked me the same question a few times before we brought this. I was like, why? You know, it's like, won't a high-end phone have a good camera system anyway, right? True, but then again, all of them focuses on good camera systems, right? They all claim to have great cameras. How do you know which one has the best of them, right? If say suppose you truly want to have the best of the best in terms of camera experience, like you said earlier, right? The phones these days, they're just to take calls and shoot photos.
Shoot photos and
of
videos,
yourself,
that's what
of
it
everybody
is.
else, whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? So that's why we brought this back again. Like, okay, so they all claim to have like, 3, 4, 5 cameras. So, but who's got the best of them? That's why we brought it back in to really assess them out. So Kenny brought back the point just on like, what's so great in the iPhone 12 Pro Max?
Yeah.
And I think this is the reason why it does great in, say, your everyday daytime shots as well as the night shots. So I won't say night shots, maybe low light shots. It does it really well. Among the competition, it came out the best. If you're talking about even daytime shots, you're concerned about maybe how good of a HDR picture do you get? You retain the highlights properly or not? So these are things that many people don't really think about. But right now, because we're assessing the best phones, we really scrutinize all this and we can see that, hey, these shots from the iPhone really pop out better than everybody else. So it's surprising to us as well, like there is a difference.
You know how if you watch Apple ads now, they will show you, using the iPhone for professional videography. So we're actually shooting this. We have a crew. Would any of you actually use the iPhone to shoot this? Yes? No? Yes?
Would you?
Yes? Woo! Yes?
Yep.
Okay, so they are saying yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, from pros. They don't have to listen to us. These guys actually do shooting. So, yeah.
Because I've got to say, working on radio, we shoot videos and we do use iPhones for it.
Yeah.
Because they're good enough to shoot.
Yeah, they've gotten good enough to shoot. I think we do as well, like our own reviews. We've shot video reviews now in the office, and phones are good enough for that kind
of thing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into a really exciting part of the awards, gaming. So guys, when it comes to gaming, best gaming console brand, Sony. Obviously, best gaming console, the one that everybody wanted to get hold of, the PlayStation 5.
But still can't.
But still can't. This is true. So many people can't. What is it about PS5? Who would like to take that one? Because
Kenny,
PlayStation is a phenomenon.
games best, right?
PlayStation is a phenomenon on its own.
Yeah.
I jumped from Xbox to PlayStation a few years back. I think it's the games. They have a lot of exclusives that Microsoft don't get. So if you want to play certain type of games, if you like RPG, for example, you have to go with PlayStation because you simply can't find those games on Xbox.
Right.
And I think another factor is if you're the kind of gamer that goes online to play, you naturally want to play on the platform that has the most players.
Okay.
And that's why, once again, because of the PlayStation's popularity, you want to get a PlayStation 5 to play with your friends and play with people around the world.
I've noticed that this has come up a lot today, the whole ecosystem, the community. That is really what it seems to be about. But, as was mentioned, so many people can't even get their hands on the PlayStation 5. Isn't that detrimental to them? No. People want it so
Well,
bad that they're willing to wait?
See, there are two awards here, right?
Yeah.
You have the best gaming console brand. It's Reader's Choice.
Yeah.
So apparently we have a lot of loyal
We do.
PlayStation
Yeah.
fans among our readers,
Yeah.
and that brand is very big. They might not have been able to get the PS5 yet, but they're still waiting for it. They
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah.
They know the games that they want to play on it, or they have seen the games that are coming out and they want it. So that's more of an anticipation thing. The other award is the best gaming console. Which is the
Editor's
PlayStation
Choice.
5.
Yeah.
Now, this award is the editor's choice,
Yeah.
and obviously to test it, we have the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, you know, you're not helping yourselves here. You know? People don't like you now.
So yeah, it's good.
No, but
And then you asked about it, right? Like, you know, they don't really have a choice, right? If you want a certain type of game, only the Sony offers it, right? So you in the sense that they got a great product, great games, I have to wait.
okay, because I had a friend who got a PlayStation 5, right? And we're standing around talking one day, and it was almost abusive when my friend announced, "Oh, I got the PlayStation 5." Oh my goodness, the other people, it was like, "You're Satan's apprentice. How did you get this?" It was almost abusive. And so people they are so into this platform that I will just wait.
Kenny talked about community just now. You know,
Yeah.
I think for that, it's not so much the PlayStation or Sony or even Microsoft. Nintendo kind of has that category locked down,
Right,
because for them, their console has always been about party games,
Yeah, yeah.
about playing together.
Yeah.
And that's why the Switch is also still really, really popular. For the gaming console brand, I think they are second.
Okay.
So Sony is first, Nintendo is second, and I think that's because of that. There's been no new Switch for the past year.
Yeah.
So it's still the old Switch, but it's still very popular because of that whole community thing
Right.
that's going for that for them. Yeah.
So after you talk about gaming consoles, we've then got to look at notebook brands that do gaming, right? So best gaming notebook, ASUS again, they're doing really well this year, I got to say. So you've got the PS5. What about PC gaming? Where do we stand on PC gaming?
ASUS is the Apple of PC gaming.
As in,
Yeah, in some ways, because they have a very strong design language. So their notebooks all look a certain way, and I think that's appealing to gamers.
okay.
And then also, I think they know what gamers want, and so they configure and spec out their notebooks accordingly to meet their needs. And then you add in the design and the other features that they have, like customizable lights and stuff like that. Those are stuff that gamers want. And I think what ASUS does very well is they know what they want and they give it to them, and you can see in their products.
Right, and it's not just the ASUS brand, they have a separate brand, ROG, Republic of Gamers.
Right, Republic of Gamers, yeah.
Just to cater to gamers themselves.
So,
Right.
so we were talking about the Republic of Gamers even when we were talking about the routers.
Yes, we were.
Right at the beginning.
Yes.
So that Republic of Gamers branding has become synonymous not just with gamers, but with high performance. So even non-gamers sometimes want an ROG product because it's the highest end that you can get. If you want to splurge money on it, whether it's your motherboard, your graphic card,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
PC,
yeah,
your
yeah.
laptop, or even routers,
Yeah.
they've sort of built that to that kind of spec where gamers want it because it's powerful, and non-gamers also want it because it's powerful.
Yeah, if it can take a gamer,
Yeah.
it can take me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
Interesting.
Probably that's why you should take a look at
DJ stuff.
stuff. Okay, you can hold this.
Okay.
And then I shall take this. Now,
This looks like that,
this looks like that, right?
but it's not.
It's not, yeah.
We will get to that. What is that? But Does this look like a gaming notebook to you?
No, I've always seen that. I've always thought of them to be much bigger and bulkier.
This is a 13-inch notebook, by the way.
Actually 13.5 to be exact, if I'm
Okay,
not wrong.
there
Yeah,
are.
semantics.
Yeah.
Right there.
What's 0.5 among friends?
Hey, bigger screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a gaming notebook. It can do this.
Oh, good Lord.
You can take notes.
Yeah.
So there's a very popular ad right now that's going on where the wife kind of thinks the husband is playing games all the time, right? But she opens the door and he's there sketching and drawing. He closes the door and he's back into gaming and stuff like that. So this is an ad that they're running right now, and this
I
is.
haven't seen that.
I also haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that.
I'll forward you guys.
Yeah,
It's
please
pretty-
forward it to all of us.
Yeah.
You want to see this?
So this is one of those things that ROG has done very interestingly, is that you have a gaming notebook that can develop as a creator's notebook as well, right? So it's a two-in-one. Of course, this guy's GPU isn't that powerful. It's only like a 1600 GeForce 1600, but that's where they sell that extra expansion. This houses the most powerful.
Just stop there for a second. Don't you love the modeling?
Yeah, I do.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
So this increases the power
Yeah,
of that.
Yes. You hook it up into this port over here, and this guy has the most powerful mobile GPU in the market right now, along with its own power adapter all built in. So it's like you don't have any other cable, just this one cable, plug it in, and you get the most powerful graphics on a mobile notebook this small.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
basically something you can leave at home.
Right.
So you
So
go out.
The notebook powers this as well?
The other way around. This can
Oh, so this-
power.
oh, right,
this can
right,
power.
right.
Yeah. And you got extra ports. Like say, suppose you don't have enough. I mean, it has got everything that's required here.
Yeah, but
If
you've
you
got
have
so many more
it
on
has,
this.
Yes.
So you know, just now you were talking about the whole ROG thing
Yeah.
that for gamers and
Yeah.
non-gamers, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of design, it's called a two-in-one or
Yeah.
hybrid or clam or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Usually, your business notebooks do this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But it's a gaming notebook.
But
It doesn't look like a gaming notebook.
No, it doesn't at
Right?
all.
It looks like a business notebook. It's
Yeah.
it's nice.
I've got to tell you,
A
people,
lot
that
of
we
fingerprints though.
yeah we saw the packaging for this, and to me, it's the most interesting packaging I've ever seen. You could put a small car in there. It's the biggest box I've seen for something that small.
Yeah, the box was like
But
this.
it's, you know, and it's got the whole Republic of Gamers.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you buy this and you walk down the street with it, and someone goes, he knows what he's talking about. It's that whole cred you get just holding the box and walking down the street. It is absolutely brilliant. It's really clever.
And that's why that's why readers voted it, right?
Yeah, of course. You can see why. There's more thought that's gone into it than just yeah, let's make something.
Yeah, I want talking about boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to do with this
Yeah.
or the notebook. How this box was so huge. You know how TV boxes now are so small.
I know. I know.
Yeah, you can like
I haven't bought a TV.
no, because if you were to tell somebody last time to buy a 40 or 50-inch TV, that box was huge.
Huge.
Now you see people just like carrying a box and it's like a 50-inch TV because
You
it's
can
so
count it yourself, right?
yeah. Because it's
And
so
then
small.
have you seen what Samsung is doing? You can turn the box into a bookshelf or something.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
all about recycling.
Yeah.
You were mentioning building their own equipment. How some gamers do that.
The DIY PC.
DIY.
The DIYs, right? So if you're going to do that, there's so many components you need to think about. I guess, hence you have your best CPU brand. And for all that AMD has done, I don't get me wrong, guys. I mean this as a compliment. It's good old-fashioned Intel.
Yeah.
What are they doing right?
You could say that portion probably just legacy. So that's where like Zach was pouring through the results to see like what are people
Yeah.
voting and what's the outcome.
Yeah.
And we look back at past results. So
Yeah.
the past results every year, it was 80% Intel, 20% or less to AMD. So much to the point that last year's 2020 awards, we didn't have this category of voting because we know like it's the same outcome.
Pointless.
No point.
Pointless.
So we brought it back in 2021 because AMD has been doing so much right over the last 1 year with their CPU architecture and the actual performance that we've been trying it out. So it's a game changer to the point that, hey, let's bring it back in and see what people say now. So although Intel still wins, but that's because of the mind share and heavy marketing that Intel does.
Yeah.
But the mind share has dropped so significantly. You know, I think, what, Intel's only
No.
55 now?
Yeah, so we'll probably post it up somewhere, I don't know where now, but the results were 55% to Intel and 45% to AMD.
So they are.
So it's almost half. AMD has captured quite a lot of votes this year. It's quite
What was
interesting.
last year's, breakdown like?
Last year we skipped,
20.
so previous to that, yes, always
Yeah,
20,
previous.
80 split.
20.
So it was a
80-20.
massive
Wow.
split
Yeah.
prior to that.
Yeah.
Okay, with that said, so Reader's Choice says Intel, but best gaming CPU, Editor's Choice is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about that for a while. What's so special about that?
Ultimately, it's the most powerful CPU you can get. And even on that range over there, they had a 5900 and a 5950. So what they've done is they created one specific for gamers who want no compromise, high performance, high speed processor. Then they created another variant with even more CPU cores. And this is for the creators who need to crunch their graphics and video editing and thereabouts. So they've got both categories covered, the best creator CPU, even the best gaming CPU, but we focus on gaming because we have a whole section
Yes.
of gaming awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this CPU is so good, why are the readers still going for Intel? Is that just
No, I mean, if our polls are to, indication of anything, there are quite a lot
It
of
is
people.
changing.
It is changing. There are quite a lot of people who are jumping across to get it. Yeah.
Even in
and
notebook
it's-
scene,
Yeah.
you don't get AMD notebooks in Singapore.
Yeah.
Now, this year onwards, you're going to have a wide variety of AMD power notebooks.
It's a reputation kind of thing. I think wasn't that great a year for Intel
Yeah.
last year. I mean,
Yeah.
if you go back to even like Apple has dropped Intel as a chip maker, so
Yeah, it has.
Apple's making their own chips.
Yeah,
So a lot of these things are sort of like shifting tides as far as markets are concerned in tech world.
in the tech world?
Yeah.
So if you try and figure out putting these systems together, it's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, right? So you've got the CPU. The next thing you're going to think about is your gaming chip,
Graphics.
graphics chip,
Graphics
not
chip.
gaming chip, graphics chip. So your best graphics chip, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 is your editor's choice.
Yep. They're absolute best. There's one or two key features that they're really good on is their RTX rendering. So that really gives you a new dimension to gaming itself. The other one is the DLSS, which basically just means that your graphics card doesn't have to work as hard to output a high quality output.
No one gets past these guys. They
Yeah.
seem to have it down pat.
So like you were saying, right, the next component is graphics, right? So
Graphics.
there's three aspects of graphics there. Rich chip, rich brand, and rich product within the particular brand. So I think that's where the next category comes in, right?
Which is the best graphics card brand. It's a Reader's Choice Award, and it's ASUS.
Yeah.
They're having a good year. They'll be breaking out the champagne.
Probably because of ROG again. Yeah.
Yeah, because actually it's the next two awards. It's not just the best graphics card brand, but it is the best graphics card. The Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 3080 Gaming OC. It sounds really expensive.
Yes,
Sounds
it
very
is.
long.
It's really expensive.
It couldn't get any further, right? So tell us a bit about this.
Who? Me? Oh.
I guess you're
You
right
could
now
go-
you're the
you could go
gaming
for
man,
it,
man.
yeah.
You're the
I'm
one
not
we
the
turn to for
gaming
gaming.
man. No, but for the best graphics card brand, right? The Reader's Choice one, the
Yeah, the
results,
Reader's
they've basically got 45% of the votes. So it's almost half of everyone. So the
Yeah.
next nearest guy, next nearest brand is 16%,
Wow.
right? Actually, the second and third share 16%.
Wow.
So they've got that locked down. And what we kind of think is because of this branding that they have, this ROG branding that they have, that people like very much, it's not just that when they produce cards, that's why that ROG Strix GeForce RTX 3080 Gaming OC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is the winner. It's also because when they make cards, they don't just copy like a reference design. Like some brands do, because NVIDIA makes these cards, right?
Yes.
And they have sort of like a reference design. Some people just take it, slap my branding sticker on it, and I sell it as that. Asus does do a lot of work to put in their own technology, better cooling, better overclocking, better whatever, better components, and people sort of know that.
Yeah.
So that's why they want it. And basically, if you're looking for something that high end, that quality, and if Asus doesn't have it, nobody else is going to have it. Yeah.
So they've pretty much got the market cornered.
Yeah.
We can say that.
For as far as DIY PC gaming is concerned.
A lot of compliments for Asus and the awards that they have won today. Let's hear what they have to say.
Thanks everyone for your great support and confidence to award Asus ROG brand in renowned HWM Tech Award. Asus have won Best Motherboard, Graphic Card, Gaming Laptop, Wireless Networking, and Gaming Monitor Awards. Everyone can look forward to exciting product in 2021.
Well, gentlemen, we've spoken about the categories that we wanted to speak about. We've had some really big winners. Some interesting thoughts about ecosystems and communities. Thank you very much for being here. It's been awesome talking to you guys, as it always is. Hopefully, when we do this next year, we will be live and doing it in a venue, and maybe we can stream it at the same time. It would be a great thing to do. The one thing I don't know whether you guys have picked up as you watch this, 4 people in a panel, 3 have tablets. I have paper. Old school. Thank you for joining us. Join us again next year when we do this again.